following is a presentation of GRS-TV.
We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot.
The final day of September has the top team in District 9-6A trying to get some separation at the top of the pack. From Williams Stadium in Garland, Texas, it's the Lakeview Centennial Patriots taking on the Garland Owls. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. My name is Scott Garner, joined alongside Bobby George again this evening. And what a game we should have tonight as Garland trying to maintain supremacy in 9-6A. They've got a 5-0 record, and they have been doing most of their damage through the air. Sergio Perez has guided this Owls ball club the entire way. They've been perfect. They're averaging 331 yards a game through the air. Might be a little bit difficult with circumstances with the weather tonight.
Yeah, we were talking right before this. This weather just blew in, and it feels like 20-mile-an-hour winds. I'm not sure what it is, but the goalposts are moving, and you're exactly right. Sergio Perez has been an awesome weapon on this team for Garland, and they are being able to throw it to his weapons. Jordan Hudson, Ellis Rogers, Aaron King, those guys have been the big target recipients of him. And but this weather, we're going to see, are they going to be able to throw it tonight?
That's the big question. Well, we're going to find out pretty soon because Garland is going to be receiving the opening kickoff. Lakeview Centennial, after an off week, they had problems with COVID, and they have kicked it in and out of the end zone as a result of this big north wind that shifted about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, you know, last week for Garland, they were able to put up 560 yards of total offense, 5 touchdowns by Sergio Perez through the air, and Jordan Hudson, 3 touchdowns. He was a recipient of 3 of those in the air touchdowns. So Lakeview Centennial starting out on defense. That's who they're going to have to contain. They're going to be spreading these guys out. They got trips to the top of your screen. We're going to see how Lakeview is able to handle that.
So Sergio Perez sending Powers out to his right. They'll swing it out to him out of the backfield, and he got a great block at the 30, and he's off to the races. There he goes. Opening play of the game. How about 75 yards for Jay Sean Powers? It's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year.
Wow, it's just, you got 3 guys outside blocking for you. You had 3 of them, and they all got their man and was able to put a shoulder pad on every one of them, and Powers does the rest.
You can see why this Garland team has racked up 502 yards per game. That didn't take very long at all. They got 2 blocks on the edge, and that's all he needed.
Man, just, that's how the coaches up here said, yeah, that's how we drew it up. First play of the game, this is what we want to do, and it worked.
Get it out into the open space on a little swing pass, and Garland has struck first. Again, they are trying to go to 6-0. That ball's blocked right in the middle, got a piece of it. And that was the defensive end who was right in the middle there. Trey Wilson, the junior, 6'4", 220 with the block. So it's 6-0 in favor of Garland right off the bat. The Lakeview Centennial defense certainly not worn out. They weren't out there very long. We're going to see Patriots offense real quick.
Yeah, we were just talking that, that Lakeview's going to have to show what they can do against this high octane offense, being able to throw those ball to all those tall receivers out there, and right off the bat, man.
Yeah.
Just go right down the field and punch it in.
And Lakeview Centennial was really concerned about special teams. It's been problematic at times. Certainly was a time or two against Saxe. Remember, they haven't played in a couple of weeks. Lakeview Centennial losing to Saxe 56-27. That back in week number 4. But again, with health concerns and COVID last week, didn't get a chance to play. And as far as the standings are concerned, as you had mentioned prior to the broadcast, that may have implications down the road. That was a game they did not need to lose.
Yeah, Lakeview started out 3-0. They were doing really well. Then they came up against Saxe, which is probably going to be the top team in the district. And they played pretty good against them. They just lost, and then take that COVID hit last week and lose to one of the teams that you're expected to win is pretty hard for them, because you know how it goes when it gets time for playoff. It's usually one game between the teams that get in and doesn't get in. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be an uphill battle.
No doubt. It's about as windy as it has been in a long time. As we see Daryl Brown tee this thing up. Surprised he doesn't have someone holding it. Fell down a moment ago. A little bit of a miss hit toward the near side, and that's going to go out of bounds and be an illegal procedure penalty. So we'll see what they elect to do. I've got three options here. They can take the football 5 yards ahead from the 25, so they would take it at the 30. They could make Garland re-kick 5 yards further back. We'll see what they elect to do. Our lead official tonight, seeing David Tucker.
Kick out of bounds. Ball he placed at the 30-yard line. First down.
David Tucker in his 34th year as an official, and got his career started actually officiating games in Georgia in the 80s.
Well, you're saying he's going to be a good official tonight.
He has a lot of experience. First play from scrimmage on the RPO. Very nice play on first down as they stay ahead of the chains and get the ball to Zechariah Dunston, who's averaging almost 7.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, they'll split the carries between Zechariah Dunston and then Jonathan Hester. The quarterback also runs the ball quite a bit, but that's really the two main guys on their offense. You got to contain those two men.
No doubt. This time a quarterback draw all the way as we see Hester with his elusiveness unable to shake the first defender there. That was the outside backer, Keelan Smith. Only a gain of 2 to bring up third down and short.
You'll see Keelan Smith all night long. He's the inside linebacker. He's about 190 pounds, a senior, and a 3-year starter in there.
Yep.
So he really knows that defense, knows how to call it, and flies to the ball.
Fastest defender that they have in that second level. Third and short now, 3rd and 3. Nice call on the screen pass to Dunston, but what an open field tackle. They have players all over the place that can do that. That's the other backer, Trey Alexander, on the other side making a play here. He's short of the first down.
Yeah, he's another senior there, and he's another 3-year starter. And he just stayed with his man. I mean, that was a crossing route where they want to get him free and be up. You just buy one man, and so that your best running back can make a slip move and get open. But Alexander was all over him.
Nick Duran back to kick this thing. Punter for Lakeview Centennial. They actually will have 2. Garland will have 2 guys back deep to receive. This is with the wind, and this is returnable now for Chauncey Carter. Carter across the 35. Could have been much worse there. Lakeview Centennial, not bad coverage. 8 on the return. And so with a 7-0 lead, Garland will have it for the second time.
Yeah, it was pretty good coverage there, because you have to understand, a lot of times in high school football, you just don't have a whole lot of guys that can run down the field with a lot of speed. And when you got the wind like this and you kick it that far, a lot of times you outkick your coverage and big plays happen. But Lakeview was able to go down there and put a good stop on special teams.
Perfect 5-0 Garland Owls back there on offense for the second time. Their first play of the game with 75 yards on a swing pass. And here's Jay Sean Powers, the man who caught that touchdown. And he's able to pick up 5 before Corey Gray, the Rover, can bring him down.
There's a lot of confusion in that backfield, so Corey Gray to be able to find that guy and tackle him was a great job. I mean, they had a guy in motion. They faked a handoff to one guy, and you don't know who's got the ball.
2nd and 5. Sergio Perez just throws it out on the flat to Powers. Boy, Powers has had the football all 3 plays so far. He's short of the first down here, as Lakeview Centennial playing that soft zone coverage with a backup backer, Joseph Armstrong, getting the start tonight, racking up the tackle.
Yeah, a little solo tackle out there. A very tough play. You got one-on-one right there. He tries to make a move. He still stays on his feet, squares him up, gets him out of bounds.
See Isaiah Ellis, who's the Mike linebacker, 2-time all-district player, really rallying the football well there. 3rd and 2. Perez setting up a middle screen, but the pressure causing an errant throw to Powers. That was Trey Wilson who got a piece of that extra point a moment ago.
Yeah, he's so tall. He's 6'4", And the play was a good play. I mean, you're going to go right there, get everybody blitzing you, but then you've got to get it up over Trey Wilson's arms. And he had his arms outstretched and was able to knock that thing down.
Aaron King sort of doubles as the punter. He's a guy that plays both ways. He plays offense as a wide receiver. He's in the secondary, but he also punts. And it's a perfect snap. He's going to punt this thing into the wind. This is, I thought it was going to be returnable, but Montgomery said, nah, let's go ahead and let that thing hit, and it kind of backs up on him. Short kick there, only about 20 yards on it, and so with 8:53 to go, the Owls with a 6-0 lead here at Williams Stadium. Go back to the drawing board now, and we'll see Lakeview Centennial re-rack here after they went 3 and out.
Yeah, you're right, but Lakeview did a great job of holding that their defense, holding to a 3 and out on Garland Owls. I mean, that's what you wanted to do when you started the game. They got one loose on them, quick touchdown there, 75 yards, but outside of that, they did a good job right here.
Jonathan Hester back at that quarterback position. This time Jack Dustin getting a chance here. Dustin, a backup running back, junior 5'9", 180 after Zachariah Dunston started the opening drive. Keelan Smith with his second tackle of the first quarter. Short gain of 3. In Lakeview Centennial coming in 3-2, but 0-2 in district play. They are tied for the bottom spot here, while Garland in that top position at 2-0. Hester going to take off and run with it. Found a linebacker, but still manages to pick up good yardage on 2nd and long to set up 3rd and short. Jonathan Brown, senior tackle, able to grab him.
Yeah, he's only 6'3", 285 pounds, and watch him. You don't want your quarterback getting rounded up by this guy, and he just lands on him and puts all the pressure right on your quarterback.
When you see John Brown, well, he is big. He's a load in there, 6'2", 285, but he's big and strong. And while it might be 285, they like him because he moves like he's 250.
Yeah, he's got a good motor.
Yes. It's 3rd and 2. Good hole in the middle on an inside handoff, and Dustin hoping to pick this thing up, and he has nosed forward to move the sticks.
Yeah, nice little run by Jack Dustin. Now, that offensive line for Centennial is very good. They're always coached really well, and they know how to get in the way. They pull a lot. They move around, and they picked up a nice first down right there.
They'll fake a power play and then throw it in the flat to Montgomery, who's trying to pick up a block, does so, looking for a first down. Best passing play of the night so far. They'll pick up close to 7 on it before Zaylon Reynolds can bring it down.
It looks like they're going to try to catch Garland in a quick while they're trying to switch man out of the field here.
It's a stretch handoff to Dustin, and off tackle, able to power his way nearing the 40-yard line. Boy, Dustin really using his size between the tackles here and off tackle.
Yeah, I was trying to say they were it looked like Garland was trying to switch out a whole team, a whole unit off the field and one on the field, and it looked like Centennial was hurrying up to the line to try to snap that ball, and they did catch them not ready on defense. That's how they picked up that first.
Jack Dustin usually runs in a lot of 2-back sets. Jonathan Hester fakes the handoff to him. I'm not sure if that's a busted play or not, but Dustin finding a hole here. Hester, I should say. Trey Alexander upended him. Gain 3. Couldn't tell if that was a busted play or not.
Well, they will take their big offensive linemen and they will move them. See them all going to the left, and then Hester just runs right underneath them. They do that quite often.
See Brian Stanford in there, backup guard, and playing in this series. It's 2nd down and 7
Got him.
For Centennial over the middle.
Oh.
Had the slant, but could not find his man. It goes incomplete.
Well, he had 2 guys. He had a guy in the middle and one, number 81, over the top. If he just tosses that one up in the air and lets number 81 run under it, you'll see.
Jermaine Arnett.
That's right. Watch him. He's running free down there. That's probably what happened to the quarterback. He saw both of them and didn't know which one to throw to, and it kind of sunk on him.
8th play of the drive. It's 3rd down and 7, and they're kind of in no man's land here, although they do have a big, stiff 25-mile-an-hour gust at their back. The head linesman is going to throw the flag on the inside receiver for an illegal procedure as Savion Hunter gets flagged here, number 17.
Thank you, Centennial. I got penalty.
Savion Hunter who's a 10-6 kid. This is a guy that's got some speed, but he was a little bit upset with the head linesman. He didn't think he had already gotten set, but the head linesman disagreed. You get a shot of Anthony Sinclair, who's in his first year as the head coach, succeeding the great Kendall Miller, who was here for a while. Miller taking a job up in Frisco, new high school. So after the penalty, it'll be 3rd down and 12 at the 43-yard line. Miller also moonlighting as a analyst for GRS TV a little bit through the years. 3rd down and 12. Here's Hester rolling right. He's avoided pressure, and this time Arnett has it hit his hands, but he can't handle it, and it goes incomplete.
Well, you know, when you have a penalty like that, it just changes your whole offensive play call that you have to go with. And Centennial was really having a good drive. They were putting together a real nice drive, and the penalty pulls you back, and then you have to throw the ball and have a mishap there, and all of a sudden you're punting. So, you know, that big old offensive line that they have, it's the running game seemed to be working for them.
Snap takes him one step to his right. Tucker gets it away.
Oh,
with
nice.
the wind, he gets a great roll inside the 10. Got a flag down far side of the field at the line of scrimmage. We'll check this out. "36 yards after the roll." And David Tucker out of the Dallas chapter. Our head referee, the umpire is Jason Waters. Head linesman is Kelton Chambers. Line judge is Crystal Cooksey. Back judge James Cantrell. Scotty Mills is the field judge. So they'll probably decline that. I guess they will. It would have set up a 4th and about 6 or 7. Still too long to take that very effective punt off the board. You're going to mark it after.
So they marked it after the out of bounds. I guess it was an after the play type foul, because they marked it from where the ball was out of bounds.
1st and 10. Over the middle and wide open. Finds his man, Ellis Rogers, across the 20. And Rogers picking up close to 16.
Rogers was so open, he thought he was going to get hit. And he was so open, he turned around and was like, oh, nobody's here to get me. So he just took off.
They go quickly here. Keep it on the ground. Jay-Sean Powers. It's the 25, 27-yard line. And Ellis brings him down. This is actually Keontae King. Keontae, the junior, 5'11", 195. Guy that had 43 carries, almost 9 yards per carry here. It's 2nd down and short, and he's into the 2nd level again. This is King. Head down as a 1st down, and he's got 8 more.
I tell you, it looks like to me that the Owls are going into that quick offense. And, I mean, they are just lining up and snapping the ball quickly. And Centennial's not having a chance to even set up in their defensive stands.
6-year head coach Danny Russell faked the power play, and this time a pass behind Rogers that goes incomplete. 2nd and 10. First time in a while, maybe the first time in the game they've been behind the chains.
Yeah, they got trips up top of your screen, and there's only 2 guys covering them. And so, you know, Perez is just picking which one to throw to.
Adjusted here, going to go deep in man coverage, trying to find his man, and he's got him. Jordan Hudson, his favorite target, the soon-to-be SMU Mustang, an over-the-shoulder catch, his 37th of the year. It's the 2nd explosive play that we've seen tonight.
Watch Sergio Perez on the run make this read. Everybody was covered, really, and he's on the run, makes that throw right on the money. Wow.
Boy, that is amazing. Jordan Hudson, a guy that had committed to OU his sophomore year, has decommitted. Now will be going to SMU as Keontae King gets another carry here. 3rd of the drive, picks up 7 more down to the 15.
There's King just getting in behind all those big guys, making a guy miss and then stiff-arming them, and boom, he took a big hit because he's not wanting to go down. When you don't go down sometimes with that first hit, you're dragging people. A lot of people can get there in a hurry.
6-0 game. Keontae King lining up next to Sergio Perez. And Perez this time a quick screen, little tunnel screen action to Aaron King. King looking for a first, going to be denied there by Armstrong, Joseph Armstrong, his second tackle of the quarter.
That's a nice play to fight through all of those defenders. They were trying to block him because he was really the only guy there. Watch them all blocking him there, and he still gets over there and makes a great play.
1st and 10. They're going to give him the first down at the 12. Looking to make it a 2-score game. Fade pattern, left side of the end zone. He's got his man, Aaron King, his 5th touchdown of the year. Aaron's 2nd grab of the drive. And Garland with a 12-0 advantage.
Well, that shows the nice hands. He just snaked that right out of there. Watch this pass, though. Man, that is beautiful. Just a fade route down the side. Well, you just don't see that very often in high school football.
Well, the timing and the touch on deep balls for Perez, you can see why Perez has committed to South Dakota. He will be playing on Saturdays without question. You never know where he may end up, but he's committed there verbally. 13-0 after the point after. Garland with the advantage. 3:18 to go here in the first quarter. The Owls have scored twice in the early stages on GRS TV.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
8-play drive for Garland. They extend the advantage. As you see Sergio Perez, the 6', 185-pound senior, guy that has really developed in his time at Garland. And as you and I had talked about, all of these players have been together now for a while.
Yeah, there's so many of them. I remember when they were all coming up, they were all sophomores, and I think you look out on the field and there would be like 14, 15, 20 guys that started as sophomores on that Garland Owl team. And man, they've just really developed it. They're making it look easy.
A little bit of a seam now for Daniel Adame across the 40, 45, still on his feet. And a really nice job in special teams already tonight for Lakeview Centennial. This will give them a chance to try to cut this thing in a hurry. That was actually Joseph Armstrong, I believe, on the return.
Yeah, great blocking up front. He just didn't want to go down. That's how you do it. You get going straight up the field. No running backwards and sideways and all that. You just get straight up the field, and a lot of times good things will happen. Boy, you got all your guys pushing for you. Got up to the 49-yard line.
Nice return. Savion Hunter. It's first down at 10 now for the Patriots. Down 13-0 here in the first quarter. They fake the fly sweep, a little triple option. They go back to Jack Dustin, who's getting his 2nd straight series. And you see why. You talk about a guy that can get some yards after contact. He got 7 of them there. Christian Cooper, the cornerback, who had 7.5 tackles coming in, brought him down.
Uh-oh, it looks like hopefully it's just the breath got knocked out of him. He might have landed on the ball, but man, he's running over people, keeping those shoulder pads down where they can't get a hold of him.
He looked really good there. 2nd and short, quarterback draw. Hester trying to break it outside. They contain him, but Hester putting up a nice fight, picks up 5 and a first.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, was that line. They are really good. Always good technique on this line. Watch them hold these gaps open to get everybody turned. And they've got some size on there, too. They got A.J. Barton, 6'5", 290. Sanford, 6', 240. Big guys.
Fake counter action. Looking over the middle now. Hester will throw on the move. He's got a man, and he's got Montgomery, and he's got the touchdown.
Woo! That's how you do it. Keep your eyes down the field. Some of his receivers just completely stopped and weren't thinking he was going to throw, but he keeps his eyes down the field. You see him here? Look, he's watching, never gives up on his receivers, finds one going downside, down through the middle, and man, what a great play by the quarterback.
Seen some great quarterbacking tonight. Kalen Montgomery, who has really taken charge this year. That was his 14th grab.
Uh-oh.
And this kick is good. And with 2:01 to go, the Patriots have cut it to a 13-7 game here at Williams Stadium in Garland. It takes just 3 plays for Centennial to get it back on GRS TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Williams Stadium, the site tonight. District play continuing, number 3 between the two teams, and the Patriots getting on the board after they gave up 2 straight scores to begin the contest. Played about 10 minutes so far, and the Garland Owls scoring on the game's first play from scrimmage on a 75-yard touchdown pass from Perez to Powers on a little swing pass, and then they posted the 12-yard touchdown pass from Perez to Aaron King, and then Hester to Montgomery for Lakeview Centennial cuts it to a 1-score contest. This one goes in and out of the end zone. 13-0 Garland. And wind or not, these two quarterbacks don't seem to be deterred. The wind really started to kick up about 2 hours ago. It's coming out of the north at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. It's a sustained gust.
Yeah, but both teams are still throwing the ball very well.
Yeah.
So, something that we thought would be a really big problem here, they've really done a good job of selecting the plays and throwing the ball accordingly. So all 3 touchdowns have been pass plays.
Well, Sergio Perez comes back out after he threw the touchdown pass to Aaron King on an 8-play drive a moment ago. 13-7. We got a flag at the snap, and not very much. Lakeview Centennial has stiffened after the first play from scrimmage. They looked a little bit on their heels early. Keontae King, though, got swarmed.
Well, they had an opportunity to get down on themselves, really, and you could have went down 13-0 and thought, oh man, this is going to be a tough night. But it looks like that defense, they've had a couple of 3-and-outs, and
get a chance here to see Danny Russell. We mentioned he's in his 6th year. He's a longtime coach at Wichita Falls. And he's an alumnus of Garland, so he's back home, and I don't know that he has any aspirations of leaving. So after the penalty, 1st down and 15, Lakeview Centennial trying to create a wall, it looked like, down there. Did you see Nico Gatson just trying to put his back and put his arms out like he was boxing out a defender on a shot in basketball?
Why not?
Nico Gatson, number 24, 5'9", 235.
Sometimes you don't have to make the play the whole time. You just have to wait till everybody else comes and helps you out.
Yeah. Actually, it was Corey Gray there. 2nd down and long. They hit the slant this time. Ellis Rogers, best route runner they have. That's a great timing route. Jamal Rhodes grabbed him as soon as he caught it to bring him to the turf.
Yeah, he's 6 foot, 170 pounds, a big kid too. So just right down the middle and just right on the money. I mean, you can't get any better than that little post play, and gets them right over the 1st down marker.
Garland with a 1st down, leading it 13-7. Perez back to King, and they stuff it out. Oh, nice play. The defensive front, Corey Gray, got there initially. And Gray, I thought, was hampered a little bit. It wasn't Gray that came up a little bit lame, but ended up being Bon C.
Oh, man, just always hitting. He just popped right up, though. It's nothing, no problem. Just get me back out there and let me tackle somebody else.
You know, whenever you see those tackles for a loss, you know the defensive line is doing its job. That's really the strength of this Lakeview Centennial team. Ball's on the ground here, and it looked like King was able to hop back down on it.
Lakeview's doing a pretty good job defensively. After that first initial play from the line of scrimmage that was the touchdown, they've actually done pretty good. They're going to get to hold them out here and get the ball back.
Yeah, 2 straight negative plays. I can't believe that King was able to grab that ball. Looked like he was head over heels when he reeled it in.
Yeah, you were right.
Lakeview Centennial.
Lakeview Centennial is going to call a very intelligent timeout here with 3 seconds to go in the quarter because they've got a chance to, well, we'll see. I was going to say they had a chance to force a punt into the wind. It looks like they're changing the clock here to 10 seconds. They burned a timeout here. It's going to be 3rd down and 16 from the 29-yard line. We'll see if they don't take another timeout after the 3rd down play.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why they took a timeout right so close to the quarter being over and getting a free one. Unless you were really thinking about, maybe you're trying to get them to punt into the wind.
Yeah, they're going to burn.
But you've got to get another play in.
You're going to use 2 timeouts to do it.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. All right, so it's 3rd and 16 from the 29. Perez with 4 wideouts. They run the wheel play, and nobody covered Allen. Allen catches it at the 45, and he may go all the way for the touchdown. 71 yards of blown coverage. Allen just ran a simple wheel route as the number 2 receiver.
Yeah, you call a timeout to set your defense up so no one gets behind you, and
they got behind him.
Yeah, just no one there.
You see the speed. That's the thing. That's why Garland is so very dangerous and why they've averaged over 500 yards a game, Bobby. You put the ball in these skilled players' hands, and all of these guys can run after the catch.
They are. They're all around 6 foot, and they got some long legs, and they're super fast.
Takes us to the end of the quarter. The Owls with 3 touchdowns the first 12 minutes. And they've got a 20-7 lead over the Lakeview Centennial Patriots on GRS-TV.
In Garland ISD, we're providing a higher level of education. Our students not only choose their own path to success, but arrive there faster. We're eliminating thousands of dollars in college tuition costs with our P-Tech and early college high school programs. Students can graduate with as many as 60 college credit hours, an associate's degree, or an industry certification, all for free, and all from the comfort of a traditional high school. By teaming up with area colleges and industry partners like Microsoft, Google, Parkland Hospital, Wells Fargo, and Gulf States Toyota, our students are gaining real work experience and real college credit. So be inspired, be amazing, be whoever you want to be. Choose Garland ISD.
A lot of offense early tonight here at Williams Stadium. 20-7 in favor of the Garland Owls. They have come to play, and they have broken out the offense again against a pretty good Lakeview Centennial defense. I mean, these guys are not – this isn't a team that's going to roll over on you. They were to have vying for a playoff spot coming in. But, if they don't win this ball game, if Lakeview Centennial somehow doesn't come back, they would be 0-3 in district after tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be real tough for them right there. And I tell you, you can't make a mistake like that against Garland. Sergio Perez is like a doctor, man. He just zones in, and he'll make you pay.
That's a live football right now. This could be a problem now for Hunter. And picks it up, and a fair catch. They're going to signal fair catch. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
I don't know. I'd have to look that one up.
I'm looking at you going,
Yeah.
explain that to me, Bobby.
Yeah.
What just I've never
that's
seen
a
that.
live ball, but I guess, I don't know. Maybe that's
Well,
one of the new rules here.
It was definitely a live ball, but I don't know that I've ever seen a play blown dead like that when the ball is picked up.
Yeah, I don't know. They're going to put it on the 1-yard line.
I'm going to defer to David Tucker again. He's got 34 years of experience, but
they put it on the 1-yard line. I think it would have been better. He gets the opportunity to actually pick it up and run with it. I mean, right there, he's going to get 4 or 5 yards. I'm not sure. Now they're stuck on the 1. Yeah, coach don't understand it either.
He doesn't. I don't understand that. I don't understand why they would blow that dead. That's a live football. It would be dead had it hit the end zone.
True.
It would have been dead.
I mean,
Interesting. I would love an explanation.
I think Coach Ant was asking for one too.
Yeah, I think so. All right, now you're in trouble here. You got to get it out of the end zone. I don't know if you did. And they're going to say that he did. They're going to get all the benefit of the doubt. I would think Kieran Jones was the ball carrier there.
I'm not sure I want to run it right at Brown and some of those big guys. Man, I don't know. I don't know if that ball ever made it out of that end zone there.
Another inside zone play, and not much. Kyron Jones again, this time for 2, up to the 3. And the bad news is, if you don't get a first down here, your punter is going to be in the end zone kicking against a 25-mile-an-hour sustained breeze here. It is blowing.
Yeah, you got to – that Garland front 4 are really big. You see 45 right there to Marcus and 49, Muhammad. Yep. Those guys are 6 foot, 245, and 6'4", 225, respectively. And then you got Brown on the other side, big number 55. I mean, he's a big one too, and he's 6'3", 285. It's hard to run against those guys.
It's 3rd down and 8. How about a little bit of a hole? And we'll see where they mark this.
Boy, it's going to be right on it.
The aforementioned Muhammad is the one that made the play there on Kyron Jones. And I think they gave him a good spot, and he's got a first down.
How about that? Very nice.
The elbow was down at around the 15, but the 10, I should say. They're going to give him the 11, though. So they get an 8. Boy, they needed that. Lakeview Centennial really needed that.
Yeah, you were stopped inside the 1, so 3rd down, and they were able to convert.
Counter play, and this time Jones hits it up the middle where it was supposed to hit, but he ran right into Justin Washington, the safety, who makes the play at the point of attack. Only a gain of 1. Maybe 2.
Boy, you see Chase Biddle, the safety, comes up on to help that play, and it looked like everybody just kind of landed on him. You see him, he's hurting right there. He's trying to walk it off. But
Biddle, by the way, he and the wide receiver for Garland, Hudson, both have committed to SMU.
Yeah, and you see the helicopter out here tonight.
Yeah.
Coaches from SMU flew in to see this game to watch these future stars.
They didn't have to fly far.
No, in this wind, I'd be afraid to get back in that helicopter. I think I'd be ordering an Uber.
9:29 to go. We've got a timeout on the field. It's 20-7 in favor of the Owls. Lakeview Centennial with 1 timeout left. There it is. There is the copter for the SMU Mustangs. They flew in about 6:30. And Sonny Dykes and Rashad Samples, who is the assistant head coach and running backs coach for SMU, both got out. And they are here, obviously, to see Chance Biddle and to see their star-studded future wide receiver, Jordan Hudson. And by the way, Hudson, again, as we mentioned, had committed to OU, and that is a sophomore. But for whatever reason, sometimes things change, and, it depends on how the recruiting is handled, and obviously he wasn't as happy as they thought he was going to be, and he decided to make a switch. They're going to go back to Zechariah Dunston here on 2nd and 8, and he got bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain for the Patriots.
Yeah, Jonathan Brown had something to say about that one. He was able to stop him quick.
Brown, a guy that, if he had 2 more inches, that big number 55 right in the middle, if he had 2 more inches, probably be a surefire FCS talent. He's going to play somewhere on Sundays.
Yeah, because, his motor is so strong. I mean, he never stops.
Yep.
You watch him out there, and he'll try to chase somebody down all the way on the sideline. I mean, he doesn't just stop right there in the middle, and, within 4 or 5 yards. He'll try to chase you down, and he's fast enough to do it.
Comes David Tucker.
Face mask. Lakeview Centennial. Half the distance to the goal. Replay. 2nd down.
How about that? Don't see that very often.
It must have been somebody on the line blocking and got their hands up in a face mask. Because you just really don't see it very often. You're right.
Usually hands to the face or something of that nature, but not a face mask. So this is a half the distance to the goal penalty.
It's going to be tough. Garland is manning up on their receivers out there and just stacking the box.
Well, they're going to give it to Jones, Kyron Jones, and he goes nowhere in a hurry. They have stuffed the middle. The big guys up front, Trey Alexander, you see, got in there too, the outside linebacker, third and close to 17.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, that they went man coverage, completely press coverage, and then everybody else was in on the line. They had 3 linebackers. They were in that standard 4-3 defense with a safety over the top, and there's just no place to run.
Hester on 3rd and 17 will hand it off to Jones, but he's only going to get maybe 2, possibly 3. Got to cross the 5, but that's it. But Lakeview Centennial will indeed have to punt into this strong wind out of the north.
Is always nervous, time to be a little bit nervous about your kicker there. He's going to be standing way in the back of the end zone, and you don't want to get it blocked here or mishandled. You want to be able to have this clean punt, and it doesn't look like Garland has anybody returning, which is pretty surprising.
Messiah Tucker to kick this thing into the breeze. He's got a good leg. There's nobody back to receive. They're just going to let this thing hit the wall of wind and get killed. You see Zaire Reynolds pick that thing up.
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't. They elected not to have a return man right there. You've got all these talented guys that can really return it, and you got them down there on the end zone, and really there wasn't anybody. I mean, if he catches that clean, I mean, he could probably picked up 10, 15 yards or break one into the end zone. I'm pretty surprised they didn't try it.
Yeah, just wanted to be super conservative, I guess, and not make mistakes in the kicking game. By the way, Garland with 251 total yards tonight against just 106.
Now, one of them came with 75-yard pass play, so.
Swing it out to Rogers, trying to make the first man miss. Does. Shakes the second with sheer speed and picks up 22 yards.
Well, he didn't elect to walk out of bounds either. There was nowhere to go. He decided he's just going to punish some people. Watch this. Gets down, makes a little quick move here. Gets outside, and watch this. He could step out. Nope, I'm just going to run you over here.
Third catch of the 9 for Ellis Rogers. We mentioned a great route runner, and Rogers, a guy that got an explosive play earlier in the game. First down and 10 at the 21. How about a pitch on a student body right? Jordan Hudson, one of their big athletes, a wide receiver, getting the pitch on the sweep. That's a sweep, but it's unconventional. 14 on the game.
Yeah, he goes in motion one way and then turns around and goes back the other. But look at these big linemen getting out there and creating a wall. That's pretty impressive by the old guys there. The big guys moving outside. They were outside the hash marks.
Isaiah Ellis, the guy that got there, 2-time all-district performer. Varsity starter for 3 years, making that play. First and goal now from the 8. Back left corner of the end zone.
Oh, did he get
Almost
that?
caught. No, Ellis Rogers got a hand on it. Couldn't quite bring it in. A lot of traffic over there.
Well, I thought he pulled that thing down with one hand. It was a great effort.
Garland trying to extend this edge with 6:52 to go here in the second quarter.
He gets up, doesn't he? Look at that. Oh, he almost pulls that thing down. Good work by our camera guys.
Deshaun Powers going to get the call on a draw.
Oh, he's in there.
A block, and he's got the goal line. Lowers the shoulders, and Deshaun Powers has put it in the end zone.
Well, it was just a real nice play by Sergio Perez as well. Watch him fake this throw. Well, you can't see it there, but he fakes the throw, gets everybody moving back as a linebacker. You got to move back for that. And then he hands it down there to Powers and lets him do the rest. Man, just a great offensive play there, and that offensive line. Everybody does a great job on that play.
Powers with his second touchdown run of the game. The 75-yarder on the game's first snap from scrimmage. 6:45 to go. Deshaun Powers and the Owls have done pretty much all they want. They've done everything they've wanted to do tonight. 6:45 to go in the second quarter. It's Garland 27 and Lakeview Centennial 7 on GRS TV. Garland Owls have scored a touchdown on 4 of their 5 drives so far in this game. Played almost a quarter and a half. It's 27-7. Scott Garner alongside Bobby George here at Williams Stadium as the Owls will kick this thing off. Nice crowd. Last day of September. Ball goes, it looked like, through the wickets of Savion Hunter, who's been busy back there receiving kicks.
Through the wickets. That ball was a bullet.
It was a bullet with the wind. See that wind? There it is.
It really is whipping. I mean, we're not kidding when we were talking about the wind being
Offside on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
I mean, we weren't kidding. It was like hot and sunny, and you could see the clouds coming through through the sky and like a wall. And it's been relentless ever since. I mean, it was really right at game time when it happened.
Yeah, it's been sustained. We thought it would really alter the outcome of the ball game, at least as far as how these two teams attacked each other. Hester going to try to run with it. A lot of speed down there for that Garland defense, including Gabriel Williams, the sophomore defensive tackle, who makes his 7.5 stop of the season. No game. When you see Hester, first year to start, last year played behind Michael Hero, and Hester just trying to make something happen with his feet.
Yeah, it's just not a whole lot of places to go. And, if you're a runner back there and you see all that yellow jersey, it looks kind of intimidating. That's all you see is yellow.
Boy, and they're big, too, down on that defensive front. Montgomery goes in motion here. That's who they throw to. They've got him up the seam into Owl territory. 27 yards on the connection. Best play from scrimmage of the game so far for Lakeview Centennial.
Well, it's a beautiful play. Come in motion and then just set your feet and throw it. Trust the play. There wasn't any reading. There was nothing there. He just got to catch it, snap it, catch it, throw it.
Downfield. Number 56.
Oh, man.
5-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
How could he have gotten downfield that fast? I mean, that was just quarterback caught that thing and tossed it as soon as he got it. I mean,
you see Crystal Cooksey, who is the line judge tonight, talking with Anthony Sincelaire. That's not the first time he's questioned a call tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and that one, again, it happens so fast. I mean, your offensive line got to be, 2 yards down the field. They got a 2-yard area that they can get in. So I'd have to see that one again. I would be with him. That play happened so fast. I just don't see how it could happen.
Yeah, and Coach Sincelaire was really more worried about pre-snap penalties tonight than those of that nature.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see if we can catch it here. Well, he did have a guy right there. He whiffed on his block, and he kind of fell forward.
They give you 2 yards, but not 3.
Yeah.
So they were really by the book that time. As we see Hester rolling out here on 2nd and long, and throws it underneath. A wild catch made by Clayton Montgomery. His 3rd grab. They pick up 7 up to the 31, but it's still going to be 3rd down and long.
Well, you kind of like to see this by your quarterback. Hester is doing a great job. He's a junior. He's got a whole nother year to play, but watch him. He's keeping his eyes downfield. He sees it. He still sees his guy and still makes the play down there. I mean, that's what you want, because it's real easy to start watching your feet and where you're going to run and not find any of your receivers.
And you would hope that, through the development, through practice and things like that, that play becomes a catch and run on a more accurate ball.
You're right. That comes with a little bit of time there, because he's kind of ad-libbing. He's got a whole nother year.
He's got a strong arm. RPO, and boy, those D linemen are in the backfield before you can blink, including Gabriel Williams and Jonathan Brown. Brown has been everywhere.
He's one of those 3-year starters again. This RPO is dangerous because it looks like, Jonathan Hester didn't really want to give him the ball. But you got to be really careful there with 2 offensive players pulling on the ball at the same time. A lot of times those end up on the ground.
Jonathan Brown, a guy that actually was a move-in to Garland last Christmas. They've had some move-ins, and they have a ton of talent. As we see Tucker boom this thing away again into the wind. Another flag at the snap. This punt is only going to net about 14 yards. And again, we're going to see our lead official come over and make a signal, David Tucker. They've been busy tonight.
formation. Lakeview Centennial. 5 men in the backfield. Penalties declined. It's going to be first down. Garland.
Boy, Anthony Sincelaire has had a ton of stuff in the first half that he's going to go back tomorrow or on Saturday and look at and have to clean up. It's been a lot.
And a lot of that, you know, you're down 27-7, so guys try to do a little more than what they should be doing. You know, you got to play your spot, play your position, but they get to where they want to do a little bit more, and it gets them in trouble.
Sergio Perez goes empty, sending the running back out in motion. Going to try to use his athleticism here. A flag comes in for holding as he just kind of tosses that thing out in the flat. And I don't know if he had a wide receiver there or not.
Yeah, I think they're going to get a holding there. And you're right. I didn't see anybody over there he was throwing to anyway.
No, and big pressure there by James Rawls, a backup D tackle, 6'3", 235. Sincelaire is being asked, hey, do you want this penalty or do you want to decline it?
I think you got to get this one. That's 10 yards.
Jonathan Hester, by the way, 1 of 3, 5 yards. Daniel Adame has completed his only pass of this game. Again, David Tucker, 15th year as a referee, a head referee.
We have hold number 1 of Garland. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay. First down.
So they will take the penalty, and they'll go ahead and redo it on first down. It'll be 1st and 20.
You know, you kind of feel sorry really for the Garland offensive lineman, because the thing is, Perez has got to get rid of that ball. I mean, he sat back there, he missed his reads, he didn't get him, and then it you know, your offensive line can't hold it that long.
1st and 20, and this ball is picked off. Jamal Rhodes, the junior cornerback, reversing his field, a stiff arm, great finger strength displayed by the offensive player after the interception. But how about Jamal Rhodes on the pick, who started as a sophomore last year?
Another pressure on Perez causes him to throw it up there. And then you get the big interception. Boy, that's just exactly what Centennial needed to do right there. They needed a big play, and they got it.
Boy, it is. And, you know, you want to at least string together a few first downs and keep Garland off the board, so when you go into the locker room, you still have something to fight for and that you can talk about. And hopefully this will give them some momentum. Jonathan Hester comes back out. 5'11", 175-pound junior. Flips it out of the flat. Ball caught by Gray. Gray still fighting. Ends up picking up 4 or 5 after the catch, a total of 7. It'll be 2nd and short.
Boy, that was a nice run right there. I mean, he just was slipping and dipping. He should have been stopped right there, but watch this. Little move here, and he runs a guy over and just keeps going. Keep those feet moving. Well, that's exciting.
That is, and again, this Lakeview Centennial team averages about 223 on the ground, only about $138 through the air. That's a great fake. Hester close to the first down. The one thing that you'll notice about this Garland team, when they get their hands on you, they usually bring you down. They are a really good tackling team.
They're strong, and then once you get stood up, they're so fast. Everybody's going to be swarming you so quick.
Yeah. 3rd and 1. RPO. Gray. And he's close to a first. He's got it. He's got the first down, a pickup of 2. Timothy Muhammad tripped him up. Kamani Gary, who is also a wide receiver on this team.
Yeah. Boy, I mean, he got hit hard, too. Woo. But, you know, he had 2 good plays in a row, and that makes the coaches want to keep giving you the ball.
1st and 10 from the 48. Clock continues to move at 2:25 right here. 20-point lead for the Owls. Hester steps up, looking downfield. He's got a wide open man, and he overshot him. Moving to his left without setting his feet, he couldn't find Kalen Montgomery.
Boy, he had him, and he found him. He kept his eyes down, just like we were talking about, keeping his eyes downfield to find that receiver. But, man, you got to set your feet, and you got to deliver the ball. Looked like it just slipped out of his hands.
Very tough throw to make, sidestepping there. but Montgomery's done a really good job of working to get open. He's made 2 catches tonight. 2nd and 10 from the 48. Again, the RPO. Back to Gary. Behind the line of scrimmage, another tackle for a loss. This time to Marquez McNeil.
Yeah, we've called his name quite a few times. He's a big boy. Look at him just moving down the field, man. Just the pursuit. We were talking about Brown having a motor. Here's his counterpart right there in the middle.
Yeah, got McNeil in there, and you've got Gabriel Williams at the other tackle right there. They shift those linemen to try to keep them fresh. But this may be the best package of D tackles that you'll find in this district. 3rd and 13. Screen. Montgomery can't get away. He's going to lose 2 more. Another tackle for a loss. Muhammad and McNeil combined to bring him down.
Again, we were talking about McNeil. He's playing that 2-tech position right over the center.
Their first time out of the half.
He's right over the center. You see him right there, right number 45. And then he pursues all the way down, never gives up on the play, and helps finish that one off with an assist.
It's the 4th negative play and tackle for a loss for this Garland Owl defense the last 3 drives. And that really doesn't cover a whole lot of plays, about 15, 16 plays. And when you're averaging a negative play every 3 or 4 snaps, you have a dominant defense. And really, as you see the head football coach for Garland, Danny Russell, talk to his team there, that's really what they want to hang their hat on. I know they throw the ball all over the field, but that defense, particularly those guys up front, is what they hope will get them this year past the first round. And remember, they lost to Heath last year in the opening round of the postseason.
Yeah, you know, they've got a lot of guys that are going both ways, though. They got guys going on, you know, offense, and they switch over and they'll play defense. So they put their best athletes out there on defense as well. This year they've had a couple of shutouts, held a team to 3 points.
Tucker kicks it to Aaron King, who eludes the first guy, spins off of another. Great return here, 14, and had to do it by eluding tacklers left and right. Nice return on special teams by Aaron King.
Well, he's probably dizzy. Did you see all those spin moves he made?
Yes. But he has given Garland great field position just outside their own 45-yard line.
2. Man, if I did that much spinning, I might be going the wrong direction.
Reminds you of the dizzy bat race at a minor league baseball
That's right,
game, doesn't
yeah.
it? Reminds me of that defensive end for the Indianapolis Colts about 15, 20 years ago. Those ends that they had would come off the airplane spinning. That's a low toss on a double pass. Did that ball hit the ground? They're going to say it didn't. And it goes incomplete to Charles Allen with A.J. Harris covering. I'm surprised they didn't blow that play dead.
I'm surprised there was defenders all around.
Me too.
Because, you know, that's a double pass. That's a trick play, and Centennial just did not fall for it at all.
Look at this pass out in the flat. Ball looked like it did hit the ground, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right there. It's on the ground. Boom. But, you know, he was behind the line of scrimmage, so he could probably still pick it up, throw it.
I guess it would be
like
out behind the line of scrimmage, yeah.
Or behind the quarterback, a backwards
yeah,
throw.
it's a lateral throw. Yeah, you're right. The side judge is talking to the lead official here. They may be talking about just that.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Going to take 6 seconds off the clock. Maybe the clock did not start.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. It just didn't start when they started the play there.
Yeah. Perez on 2nd and 10. Going to keep it on the ground. Ran into his own lineman. And Powers tackled by Wilson in Patriot territory. That was Keontae King, I should say.
Trey Wilson just having to be out there on that right side defensive end there, and he just pursued all the way down. But you got to have help on the other side. You can't have that defensive end making the play on that side of the field.
A 4-2 nickel defense, big pressure coming off the edge. Perez gets it away, but just kind of threw it out into the flat.
I would think it needs to get to at least the line of scrimmage, and it just did not. I don't see a flag here either.
With Xavier Wright, everybody's sort of slanting to the right, and they bring Xavier Wright off the left
Intentional
side.
grounding.
And Coach Cincinnati not
is.
happy about it.
Yeah, I didn't
Lost
see
it
the
down.
flag, but now they did
Fourth
call
down.
it. Yeah, he doesn't get that ball to the line of scrimmage.
It's got to go. If he's not outside the pocket, this ball has to be past the line of scrimmage in the area of a receiver. And so it's punt time, but they'll have the wind here. 39 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's been all Garland. Garland had the 13-0 lead before Lakeview Centennial got on the board on that 25-yard touchdown pass from Hester to Montgomery. But up until the interception and this punt, Garland had scored pretty much on every drive. It's the first time that Lakeview Centennial has stopped them on back-to-back drives tonight. Ball will roll out of bounds at around the 30 with 28 seconds to go in the half.
Well, Cent needs to be able to get down the field now. They've got 28 seconds. Problem is you're going against the wind and you need to throw it.
I would think that this would be a situation where they would just kind of hand the ball off, go into the locker room, and probably feel fortunate to only be down by 20.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you know, the defense has done a pretty good job, though. They've actually stopped them a couple of times, but
the explosive plays kind of got them.
Explosive plays, yeah.
They're going to throw this ball. Ball is caught right side. This is Arnett. And he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Yet another negative play. Clock will roll, and I don't think Lakeview Centennial will be real excited about stopping it here.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I would. It's just too hard. You can't throw the ball really against this wind here, and Garland's going to be setting back. They're not going to let you get behind them here.
Well, the Patriots are behind by 20 going into the locker room as the first half has come to a close here at Williams Stadium. Garland trying to remain undefeated in district competition. They are 5-0 for the season. They're trying to get some separation with Saxe, who is also 2-0, and they're on their way to doing it. They've got a 20-point lead at the break. It's Garland 27 and Lakeview Centennial 7. District football continues. GISD football on GRS TV. It's halftime. (27-7). The Garland Owls looking to remain perfect here in 9-6A with a 20-point lead against the Lakeview Centennial Patriots. Scott Garner, Bobby George. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Lakeview Centennial and Garland doing battle.
First play of the game.
Right off the bat. This did not take long to get a couple of blocks. And Jay Sean Powers puts it in the end zone. That was his third touchdown receiving. It's a receiving touchdown of the year. Made it quickly, 7-0. Then they come back with a 12-yard touchdown. Perez to Aaron King. Emmett King on the left side of the end zone.
Yeah, he had two catches, 14 yards, touchdown.
And then Hester to Montgomery and kept his footing there. Got in the end zone to, at that point, headed to a 13-7 lead.
He had 3 receptions, 47 yards in that touchdown there.
And then here's one of the big ones. Charles Allen. Nice catch and run into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was kind of a broken play there. It was 3rd and long, and all of a sudden it's down the field for a 71-yarder.
And Powers came back with the 8-yard touchdown run. So after the 71-yard touchdown, he had the 8-yard touchdown run. And that's sort of where we are. We're one play into the second half. Happy to have you along on GRS TV tonight. Lakeview Centennial down by 20 with a ball to start. They get a 3-yard run to begin action here in the third quarter. Jonathan Hester tonight, 4 of 9. Just 17 yards through the air tonight. It's been tough sledding. Again, the wind has been a factor. He just stands in the pocket because I think we had a flag. Yeah, we do. We got a flag down.
False start. Lakeview Centennial, 5 yards. Remain. Second down.
By the way, had a chance to chat with the official at halftime, Anthony Sincelaire. And it really, for about 24 minutes, seemed like he was in a bad mood with some of these calls that he needed to have explained to him. That one where they picked it up at the 1 yard line of the kickoff, the official indicated that he had called for the fair catch. This is a 2nd and 12, and it goes off the hands of Dermaine Arnett as Hester tried to hit him on the deep post.
He had inside position here. And just a little bit too much in front of him. But boy, yeah, you're right. You went down there and talked to him at halftime, find out what was going on with that play. And I guess they said that the receiver had called for fair catch, and then the ball hit the ground, and then when he touched the ball, then it was automatically down at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, he mentioned that once you signal for the fair catch, you can't return it. Even if you don't catch it in the air, you don't have the ability to return it. Get the ball into Savion Hunter's hands on 3rd down at 12. He's able to pick up the first off the left side, broke a tackle, and just powered his way into the arms of Zaylen Reynolds.
It's a nice play by big number 50 right there, getting a big key block.
Nice 15-yard run there by Savion Hunter. Always seems to find a way to get open. Now they'll go empty, will the Patriots. 5 wides. Here's Hester looking downfield. He's got to run with it. How about that speed? Big time speed there by Keelan Smith. Smith, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, 5'10", 190 pounds. And, I mean, that's quick when you can chase down a quarterback like that. That's quick moving right there. Look at him get going.
Keelan Smith, the guy that came in leading the club in tackles with 31 of those. 2 sacks, which leads this Garland team, and he had 8 tackles for a loss. And this is a Garland team that when they keep the stat, they don't pad the stats. Those are 8 legitimate tackles. We saw 6 of those in the first half of action. On 2nd and 6, they go deep. Ball under shot, but what a catch by Kalen Montgomery down inside the 30 and a pickup of 23.
That was a beautiful pass. Again, that's a tough one too. Look, he's running to the left, so he's got to square his shoulders and throw the other way with pursuit in his face. And he gets that ball way downfield, a good 15 to 20 yards down the field for that one.
Great adjustment of the ball by Kalen Montgomery. 4th catch tonight. Back down to Dunston. And Zechariah Dunston on a little stretch play only gets 1. Jonathan Brown has been active tonight from his D-tackle position.
Yeah, he was on that left side, and he just pursued it all the way down. We talked about his motor earlier in the game, but watch this. I mean, he's just driving. He knew where that ball was going, and boy, did he put the shoulder pads on him.
He is fast, he is strong, and he is quick for a D-tackle. He's got his hands on his hips here, but the defensive line for each of these two teams really strong. Garland's probably a little bit stronger. They play a little bit faster. 2nd and 8 here. This time we're going to go to Gary, Kamani Gary, who had a few tackles, carries in that first half. Gets tackled by Timothy Muhammad.
Yeah, Muhammad's a 6'4", 225. He's the other defensive end. And they just kind of left him alone. They weren't planning on blocking him because they thought they would be able to get through the gap in time. You can just leave him alone. But he pursued it pretty quick.
3rd and 5. Wide receiver was in motion upon the snap, and they're going to blow it dead.
Well, right when you get going, you know, Centennial gets going. They got a good drive going, and then all of a sudden they get some yellow flags out there.
17, Lakeview Centennial, remain. 3rd down.
Well, those are tough to overcome. You know, third and 4, 3rd and 5 is a lot different than 3rd and 10. That changes your play call up.
Right now it's 3rd down and 10, and before the snap, Garland going to call a timeout.
They had to. They had Brown still coming off the field.
Garland, their first time out of the half.
Centennial tried to run the play and catch him running off the field, and they would have got their 5 yards back. So they had to burn a timeout.
Timeout called by Garland. The Owls with a 20-point lead, 27-7. And Garland in ended up with a big win as we see Danny Russell there. Russell in his 6th season. They get a win over Naaman, 56-29 in a game that many thought might be a little bit closer last week.
Yeah, well, Sergio Perez had 5 touchdowns, and Hudson had 3 of those in the air. I mean, he had a little bit of different thing to say about that game. 560 total yards of offense. I mean, my goodness.
Five touchdowns to add to his 20 that he had going into that ballgame. He had 25 touchdowns coming into this game tonight.
Only 3 interceptions.
Yeah, only 3 interceptions. Just incredible. He's got 2 tonight. This is a 3rd and 10 to the post. He's got a man, and it's through his hands. Could not hit him.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, he had a chance there right between the hands of Savion Hunter.
Oh, my goodness. You have an opportunity there. And that's where you got to throw it right there. You got to throw it deep and let your guy run underneath it. Run him open.
Ran past Jadrick Jeter, and that's hard to do. 4th and 10. Lakeview with the wind here. They're going to go ahead and go for it. 8:14 to go in the 3rd. They're down by 20. Big play in the game here. Jonathan Hester. 4 wides from which to choose. Now they go empty, sending Gary in motion. Good protection here. Over the middle. Threw it behind his intended target, and it goes incomplete. Dermaine Arnett was there.
Well, he had him. He was wide open right in the middle. Now your receiver needs to sit down for you and turn his shoulders and give the number to your quarterbacks. Let him see you. But he kept running through the zone, and then the ball was thrown a little behind him.
So here comes Sergio Perez. 7 of 12 he was in that first half for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did throw the 1 pick. Hand the football off to Jay-Sean Powers, who had a big first half. Powers close to another first down with Corey Gray bringing him down. Second down and 1. And again, Powers the carry right between the tackles.
Yeah, he goes in, picks that first down and gets a little bit extra. Boy, they're in a hurry-up offense here.
Play action. Perez under pressure now, and the ball is caught as a flag comes down. Great catch by Ellis Rogers, who's extremely athletic. Picks up 21. Joseph Armstrong with a tackle will check on the penalty flag.
Yeah, it looked like Centennial was still running guys off the field when the ball was snapped, so they had more guys. They had 12 guys on the field. Boy, look at that. What in the world?
And that's almost the second time he's done that. That time he was able to pull. The other one was in the end zone.
That ball looked like it just stuck in his hands.
Unbelievable.
Spider-Man hands.
Ellis Rogers, we talked about how he's probably the best route runner they have, but second best hands on the team for Danny Russell.
Now he might argue with that right there.
He's got some empirical evidence to prove it.
We have eligible receiver, number 50, Garland. We had 12 men on the field, Lakeview Centennial. Those penalties will offset, replay, first down.
So it'll wipe off that 21-yard catch.
Watch his hands here. What is that?
Man, great concentration.
Not only was it good hands, but he was going the opposite direction and had to jump backwards.
Takes some courage to do that, knowing you could easily get hit there. Jay-Sean Powers on the power play as they pull the backside guard. Isaiah Ellis, the senior, the leader of this Lakeview Centennial defense, makes the play, but they pick up 5.
Taking big chunks. Oh, they got a free play here.
Yeah, that D-tackle Hunt jumps.
Uh-oh.
And this is going to be blown dead here. Well, there's no doubt that this crew has been busy. David Tucker, our lead official, talking with the umpire, Jason Waters.
Offside, number 70, Lakeview Centennial.
And I guess they ruled that he made contact. I think in their estimation, the D-tackle must have made contact with Yanez, the center.
Yeah, I guess, because he snapped the ball like Perez was underneath the center. I mean, instead of snapping it into the shotgun. Ball just dropped flat on the ground.
2nd and 1 after the penalty. It's a good box to run against, but they're going to swing it out to Powers in the flat. Look at him turn on the speed. Picked up the block from Aaron King, and he's inside the 25-yard line.
Well, that's the exact same play they started the game off with, but it went to the other side. That one went 75 yards for a touchdown. But, boy, they picked up a big chunk of yardage right there on the same play, just the opposite side.
22 more for the Owls. The offense averaging over 500 a game, and you see why. And they probably snap it more than anybody else in this district. They've got a 20-point lead, probably a little bit too close for their comfort. Trying to extend it here to remain perfect on the season. On the go route, they throw it up to Hudson, who's double covered.
I don't know if Hudson thought the ball was in the air, because he didn't even try to attempt to go for that ball, and it could have been picked off.
And A.J. Harris, a guy that started as a sophomore last year, did a good job in coverage.
Watch him throw it right here. Now, Hudson just keeps running. I mean, he doesn't look for it, doesn't try to go knock it down.
Harris diving for that one. Guy that had a chance to play at the next level. This time out of the flat on the screen, they find Allen. Allen trying to squirm his way inside the 20 here and picks up close to 5.
Well, I thought that play really had an opportunity to go for a long time, because they only had two people, two defensive coverages back there, and they had 3 receivers. It just looked like it would have been open.
Jay-Sean Powers the carry on 3rd and 5 on the power play, using his legs to try to pick up this first. Isaiah Ellis has been everywhere out of that Mike linebacker spot, but I was going to say he's a little bit short, I think. Maybe short of moving the sticks.
Well, this is what you like to see the quarterback just get right up under center and just step forward and get that first down.
4th and short, 5:51 and counting here in the 3rd. This drive beginning at the Garland 32-yard line after the turnover on downs and a timeout going to be taken here, I believe, by the Owls.
Yeah, they're going to let the clock run all the way down before they call it.
It's going to be a timeout, I think, for a measurement. I think that the Owls have implored David Tucker to bring the sticks out. I could be wrong. You don't. How often do you see this now? You don't see him bringing the sticks out very much anymore.
I guess these refs, they got real good eyes. Yeah, they just look right down there and say, you don't need the sticks.
You know what's interesting is talking to an officiating crew a few years back, when all of these offenses started to go air raid, the officials were then trained to try to put the ball as close to the hash if you can. Even if it's a few inches short, just go ahead and put it on the hash. That way we don't have to stop the game and measure as much. The games are already too long as it is in their estimation. So that's sort of what they've been trained to do now. But you saw
they're rounding up or rounding down.
Rounding up or round, that's exactly right. But you see here, they didn't round up. They sort of put it down right maybe where it was.
Yeah.
They're going old school on us.
That's that, and there's the measurement.
So it's a little bit short. It will be 4th down. But what it does do is it gives Danny Russell and his Owls a chance to really group up here and get the exact play they want. Be able to instruct their position players to do exactly what they should do on this 4th down play.
Yeah, I really like it when they get the quarterback and put him right underneath the center so you don't have a chance to mess up, and then he can lean forward, and then your running backs can run up into the back of the quarterback and push him forward and get that first down.
8th play of the drive right here. Well, they've got Jay-Sean Powers to do just that. He's 6 feet, 185. We'll see what they elect to do. Kind of a goal line set here with a wing back. That's Jordan Hudson, their best wide receiver, lining up in a wing. He's number 5 there. Jay-Sean Powers, who's had a magnificent night. Here it is, student body left. They ran this in the first half. That time they made Powers cut inside. Still manages to get the first down. Trying to pull him down. It looked like by his headgear. Corey Gray with the stop. I think he wanted a face mask. Hudson kind of signaling that.
Oh, man. You got to run low. Don't run up high.
How about the sweep?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's not really the play I would have called, I don't think. I like going upfield Boy, that's a, yeah, he didn't get his face mask, but boy, he got around his neck.
Cristianos with a good block there. Play action, man coverage, and that time Hudson found contact, but no flag as Zion Chambers continues to joust with their best target.
That was good coverage. That's a hard play to make right there. It's a very low percentage play to try to get that to work. Ah, yeah, very nice.
Second down and 10 from the 11. Sergio Perez looking back. Again, he was 7 of 12 in that first half. Now 7 of 14 he's missed on his last 2. Thrown for almost 200 yards. Second and 10. This time they try to flip it out in the flat, but Ellis Rogers, who made a great catch earlier on the drive, just had to go right between his hands.
He's probably looking downfield to take off running. That ball was coming to him, and he knew he was going to get it and take off, try to get in that end zone. Yeah, you see his eyes. He looked at the ball, and then he looked to where he was going to run. Got to catch it first.
Third and 10. Garland trying to be efficient in the red zone. They had scored on 4 of their first 5 drives of the game to get us going. Under pressure this time, out into the sideline, out of the flat, and it goes incomplete. King tried to come back for it. Xavion Wright in coverage. The pressure, though, really caused some havoc in the backfield.
Yeah, Trey Wilson coming around that right side. You have to throw over him. Look how tall he is. There's not really anyone open either, so good pressure right there for Centennial's defense.
They're going to go ahead and go for it here with 4:56 to go in this third quarter. Up by 20. Perez. This time he's got all day. Nobody's open. And he flipped it out to the left, and it goes incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs. Well, maybe the best defensive play they've had tonight, Bobby.
Man, I tell you, inside the 20 like that, and they had 4 plays. And Centennial holds them. Man, that's great. That'll fire you up a little bit, give you a little incentive to play. He has to throw that down. That was going to be I believe it was just going to be a screen play, and everybody kind of read it. You saw all the defensive players go to the right, and they knew. They followed the lineman out. He had to just toss that to the ground. Just great defensive stance right there. Now can they do something on offense here?
A little bit surprised he just kind of chunked that thing into the ground there on 4th down, but that's a bad snap, and Hester's got to improvise and can't. Well, you make a misstep against this defense, they'll be all over you. Another play by Tamarquez McNeil from his tackle spot.
Well, he's been dominant force all night long. I mean, goodness. Big time play right there.
Well, going into the half, the last 3 possessions for Lakeview Centennial, they had 4 negative plays over a span of about 13 snaps. This defensive front can cause havoc. If you don't execute the snap, or if you have a misread or something of that nature, a bad handoff, they are going to make you pay. 2nd and 15. Now they're going to roll the pocket here for Hester. They're going to fire it out to Gary, who doubles as a running back, and he's not going to get much. They string him out, a gain of 3. That's it.
Just not a whole lot there. I mean, for one thing, everybody, by the time the play develops, you're almost to the sideline. You don't have any room to make anything happen.
Tough spot to be in here. 3rd and 12. Jonathan Hester, 5 of 14, just 45 yards tonight. He's got the win. 4 wides. This time they'll roll it left side. He's a right-handed quarterback. Tough throw, but he's got a man. And he juggles, and he's got it. At the 45-yard line, Xavion Hunter. What a play on 3rd down.
Wow. And what a throw. Again, that is the most difficult throw when you're running one way and you got to turn your whole body, knowing the pressure's on you. Boy, he found him, though. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He catches it on his head.
What a catch. 32 yards for Hunter, and he's excited about it, and he should be. Got an injured Patriot down here, I believe. That is Hester, the quarterback. Boy, that's not good. I didn't see what happened to him. Daniel Adame came in and threw a pass earlier in the game. That's probably who they'll have to go to here. The 5'11", 185-pound senior. But regardless of his status, he's going to have to leave for at least one play. I think he tweaked an ankle, maybe.
Maybe so, yeah. Boy, that hurts too. Just got to run it off a little bit. I would think this is going to be a running play. So you'll watch the Owls. They're going to stack the box, I bet.
They're going to go with Jack Nolan, 6'4", 215 sophomore, to come in here, who also is a wide receiver and a tight end. Nolan had 4 catches, and now he juggles the snap, and look out. Just like we said, you make a misstep, there's Trey Alexander, a backer, to get in there. The most improved kid on this Garland team, quick as a cat all the way in the backfield.
Whew. It looked like everybody else stopped, and they kept going. He's just working over that interior line. I mean,
Jack Nolan, now Hester comes in, so one play, it's a negative play, and Hester's back for a 2nd and 15 after they lose 5. Boy, big pressure there by McNeil, and they stretch him out. Nothing doing there. Well, the defensive line for this Garland team, that was Timothy Muhammad.
yeah, he's one of the 6'4", 225-pound defensive ends there. Man, he's just doing great. And you see big 45 again, just right in the middle of the field. McNeil, they're just at will going right through the linemen now.
It's been incredible, and this is not a bad Lakeview Centennial line either. Inside of 2 minutes here in the third, the Owls with a 27-7 lead. They've already completed one third down and long on that 32-yard reception a moment ago. And here's Jonathan Hester on a play action. Going to go deep again, single coverage. This time much better coverage as it goes incomplete as Justin Washington covering Savion Hunter.
Yeah, that was good coverage right there. He wasn't open. He tried to throw it out there, but the coverage, see, he just doesn't let him get inside. He won't let him turn in to get that pass.
4th down, and with the wind, they will go ahead and boom it away. Have not seen Messiah Tucker much recently. Have a chance here to kick it away. Takes his time and he mishit it, but he'll have the wind.
Oh, look at that.
Big roll. Goes out of the 16-yard line. Ends up being a 45-yard kick on a ball that I think he hit with his ankle.
He meant to hit it with his ankle. And got a 45-yard punt out of it.
So Garland takes back over with 1:30 to go in a 27-7 ball game. And oddly enough, we have not seen a score yet. This is just the second time that Garland will have had the football in the second half. Remember, in the first quarter, Garland posted 3 touchdowns on 4 possessions. Sergio Perez going to hand it off to Allen on the fly sweep. Got a block on the edge. Yeah, gets a first down. Rhodes shoved him out 11 yards. Yeah, it's a nice play.
Yeah, it looks like it was going to be a little bit of holding right there by the wide receiver. I saw some jerseys getting pulled, and then all of a sudden the laundry comes out of the referee's hands.
Holding.
See right here.
Number 8, Garland. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. Replay. First down.
Danny Russell not very happy about it. I'm telling. He's got his play sheet in his belt, and he says, I think I'm just going to walk away before I say something I shouldn't.
You see all those coaches doing all those different hand signals. Man, that's so difficult from a player standpoint, man, they've got to figure out what all those mean and what kind of alignment, and all the coaches have to be on the same page of what they're calling. It's just, it's a lot to see, and you got receivers all the way. They're about 45 yards away from him, trying to look through a bunch of players to see those hand signals.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll see sheets, like bed sheets, up on with sticks, almost like a flag to cover them up, to hide them from the press box at the upper levels. As we see Jordan Hudson trying to make a play after the catch on a 2nd and long. 3rd and 5 as they rally to Hudson, who has been electrifying at times, but been kind of bottled up tonight.
Yeah, it seems like the Colonels went into the locker room and discussed a few things and got coached up a little bit, because they've been able to, stop Garland so far the second half.
3rd down and 5, going to give King a shot here to get it. He's got the first down and then some. Across the 30, picks up 11 more. He has been active. Powers and King are a dynamic duo.
Number 61, Garland. 10 yards.
Boy, another penalty.
Be a spot. Replay. 3rd down.
Coming out at a torrid pace.
Jordan Hudson's got 3 rushes for 93 yards, a touchdown. Powers 4 rushes for 60 and a touchdown, and King 8 touches, 27 yards. So he's been doing the tough running. The other one's been getting all the yards when they do run.
The first drive for Garland began at their own 32. They were able to get it in the red zone, but came up empty on their first drive of the second half. This the second drive, and that's a good throw on target. Juggled and dropped. Could not quite come down with it. Aaron King had 24 grabs on the year coming in. He was bookended and almost caught that ball.
Well, I tell you, Perez has so much trust in his arm. Watch this throw. He's not really open, but he throws him open right between 3 defenders and hits him really right on the numbers.
Juggled, had a chance, good breakup, and he had a chance to grab that football. Aaron King, 24 grabs in only 3 games before this contest tonight.
Yeah, just unbelievable. And now Centennial has held him to 3 and out.
King's a guy that starts both ways. That ball might have been clipped. They might have hit that football partially blocked. Lakeview Centennial will get great field position. Love to get a replay on this. They got pressure. I think they got a hand on that ball, Bobby.
I think they might have. What sets them up really right on the 32-yard line. Let's see here. Either way, he had to kick it straight up in the air because the pressure was on him.
That was Joseph Armstrong. Maybe it was just a mishit, like you mentioned. Maybe he didn't get a piece, but boy, it sure looked like it. 26 seconds to go. The Owls out in front by 20. I am shocked that neither of these two teams have scored here in the second half.
Yeah, there was some good coaching going on in the locker room at halftime.
26 seconds to go. Hester on a pitch on the option. Here's Hunter trying to get the edge, but look at the speed of that Garland defense. They are all over the place. Nice job. Like Zaire Reynolds, backup safety, got there, ran the alley.
Just nobody. I mean, look at everybody played their position so perfect. Everybody's coming up. Man, great defensive play right there.
Trey Alexander going sideline to sideline out of his linebacker position, really stringing him out. That ends the third quarter. The Owls with a 27-7 lead. It was our score at halftime, and we go to the fourth on GRS-TV.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
Head of the fourth quarter here at Williams Stadium. Garland with a 27-7 lead. Nice contingent of folks coming out on a night that will say goodbye to September. We go into October tomorrow. Early fall, middle of district competition, where the Garland Owls try to remain perfect at 2-0 right now, trying to go to 6-0 on the year. They would reach the 3-0 mark. Garland and Saxe battling it out right now for supremacy in 9-6A play. Right now, Lakeview Centennial with a 2nd down and 12 after they lost 2 a moment ago. Hester the snap on the play action. Again, pressure flushes him. Nobody's open. He throws it into the bench, but got it past the line of scrimmage, so that will not draw the flag.
Jonathan Hester rolls to the right, but the play was obviously to the left. He was supposed to go left right there. He's supposed to launch that ball, and his guy was actually open, but he got to moving his feet to the right, and there was no blocking on that side. There was no receivers on that side either. The play was dead once he started moving. And
obviously, Coach Sinclair's got to be concerned about James Holmes, a defensive end who got late pressure. But Tamarquez McNeil seems every second snap, every other snap, he's finding his way to dip and rip and get tremendous penetration into the backfield. Right up the middle, absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of times to stop that, you run right at it.
It's 3rd down and 12 from the 34-yard line. Centennial's only score of the game came when they were down 13-0.
Number 6, Lakeview Centennial, 5 yards.
Another pre-snap penalty against the Patriots.
Well, they had the great opportunity. They got the ball at 1st down on the 32-yard line, and it just seems like they're moving backwards.
The 25-yard touchdown pass to Montgomery, the only score that Lakeview Centennial has had in this game. Now it's 3rd down and close to 17. Looking over the middle, he's got a man on the post. There's Montgomery again. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 10. 37 yards. Jatrick Jeter brought him down.
Ooh, that is exactly what you needed. He was setting in the slot, just runs a little quick post, and you delivered that one right on the money. Now, that's what you want to do. You want to set your feet and toss it to where your receiver's supposed to be. And that was how you do it right there.
We'll see if the Patriots can do what the Owls couldn't earlier in the half and score in the red zone. Hester on the fake. How about a shovel? That's the longest shovel pass I've ever seen. Whittle makes his first catch, but they bring him down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that play was supposed to be. Is he supposed to run that ball, or was he supposed to throw that ball? I don't know.
Jonathan Whittle's first catch of the game. Whittle came in with 4 of those. They'll occasionally go to him. They're lucky they don't get a ball like that picked off.
Yeah, now watch for Jack Nolan now. He's number 15. We haven't seen him, but a lot of times they like to use him in this area.
Quarterback counter. Hester playing peekaboo, trying to get to the edge. Too much Owl speed. Drove him out of bounds. He lost 4 yards on that play. Trey Alexander has been everywhere on defense here in the 2nd half.
Wow, there was just nowhere to go. Everybody was coming from the inside. Then you get all these guys with so much speed. Once you go outside and you're not running upfield, you just don't have any place to run. There's too many guys in yellow that are too fast.
Too many guys in yellow. It was one of the concerns that Anthony Sinclair had coming in, as we see Savion Hunter, perhaps their best wide receiver in terms of overall speed, on the ground here, hurt. He and Montgomery were their tandem wide receivers that they almost have to be efficient on offense, but hopefully he's okay. Stretching him out, maybe a cramp.
You see them getting that leg straight and pulling that toe back. You know, they really haven't played. They didn't have a game in 2 weeks. They probably didn't get much practice this whole week because of, they had that COVID scare, and they had to quarantine. There just wasn't much practicing going on.
I don't think they practiced Sunday, and I don't think they practiced Monday. I believe Tuesday was their first practice. 10:39 to go here in the 4th quarter, trying to make it a 2-score game. It's 3rd and goal. Hunter. Time. Creating. Got a chance. He's going to tuck it and run with it. Tried to make a move. Got hit. Ball comes out. Picked up by the Patriots. It's loose again. Lakeview Centennial has recovered. They cough it up twice on one play. As Jonathan Hester tried to create with his feet, they forced him back in, and he took a shot.
Wow. Here it goes. Now he's just ad-libbing. He gets a couple extra blocks right there. Nice. Nowhere to go. Again, that yellow jersey is just too fast. Big lineman trying to get the ball. Here it goes.
Braden Stanford That was a guy that fumbled it the second time, and now it's 4th down and goal. Hester, now a flag comes in for holding. Threw it underneath to Arnett, his 3rd grab. He's well short of the first down. This will be a turnover on downs more than likely because this thing is probably going to be going against the Patriots.
Yeah, it looked like when you start rolling out like that, people start grabbing jerseys, and we saw a lot of that happening there, so that's going to be a holding call.
Holding. Lakeview Centennial. That penalty is declined. Ball will change over. First down.
How about
Garland.
both clubs getting in the red zone and being turned away by the opposition?
Yeah, you know, everything gets closer when you're down in the red zone. You know, you don't have as much field to work with, and all those 11 guys, it gets all cramped up in there. So if you're not really ready to run your play, you see that hold right there, you just pulled the whole jersey backwards. And that wasn't the only one, too. There was multiple ones we saw on that play. But, you know, it's harder to execute inside the 20.
From their own 7. They'll run a counter with Powers, their big back. Not much. Boy, Lakeview Centennial has really stiffened. Isaiah Ellis made several tackles in this ball game tonight. Second down and 10 for the Owls. And neither of these two teams have scored here in the second half after putting up 5 collective touchdowns between them in the first 24 minutes. Garland 5-0. Out in the flat for Rogers, who's had a good game. Boy, they cut inside. He gets in space. He could go. Tripped up at the 25, and that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. Jamal Rhodes, the cornerback, just barely got a little bit of the shoestring.
Well, what a move he makes right here to get free. He's got guys coming all over to him. And, boy, he makes a move and just turns on some speed right there. Boy, just shoelace tackle. But he saves it. He saves it. I believe he had been gone.
I think so. 21 yards. Into the boundary here. Perez throws it high, tipped, almost picked, almost caught, and goes incomplete.
Well, some athletic moves right there.
Chambers, defensively, I thought might have a chance at the interception.
Tip, tip. Oh, come here.
Fun to watch these two teams. They've got athletes on both sides.
They really do. Lakeview's always had a lot of athletes, and then Garland's just gifted this year.
Danny Russell thinks maybe the best team in 8 years. How about this draw play? Nobody in the second level. How about Powers accelerating, breaking tackles? There he goes. Inside the 20, he's got one more break, and he does. He's got the touchdown. 71 yards. Jay Sean Powers.
He was not going to be denied.
He has scored on a 75-yard swing pass and now a 71-yard jump.
Shows the speed here. 2, 3 tackles. Boy, they thought they had him right there. Man, just what balance.
An unbelievable run. Jay Sean Powers had 6 rushing touchdowns coming in, averaging almost 8 a carry. Now you got a mix-up in the backfield. They yell, fire, fire, fire. That ball, I think, thrown behind his back, out of bounds. Pass goes incomplete. P18 no good. 8:13 to go. Jay Sean Powers. What a gifted player. And he gives Garland the 33-7 advantage on GRS-TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Had offsetting fouls on that PAT that ended up being a disaster. An intentional grounding call, and then you had the penalty against the Lakeview defense. They'll get a chance to do it again. This time pressure, but they're able to bang it through. And so Garland takes the 34-7 lead with 8:13 to go in this fourth quarter. But Jay Sean Powers has just been electrifying with the ball in his hand.
Yeah, watch these linemen do their work too, man. They just get their guys turned around, and man, a Mack truck could have went through those holes.
Look at the strength, the dexterity.
Oh, he was not going to be denied, man. What an electrifying run.
What a player. A senior, 6 feet, 185. And he's got a chance to be special on Saturday. I don't know what level of football he'll be playing, but he will definitely be playing on Saturday if he so desires.
Yeah, and I tell you, that offensive line tonight has really opened up a lot of room for these guys to run. And you know, they don't get a lot of credit, those offensive linemen, but boy, they work hard every play. They're the ones hitting somebody every single play, and people are going at their legs and all kinds of stuff. But boy, just an electrifying run right there. I wouldn't be surprised at this time in the game in the fourth quarter that the Owls will start moving some players in that don't usually get to play and get some other guys in the game.
Certainly have the lead and have the ability to do that. This ball going over the head of Savion as Hunter will let it go in the end zone this time. And with 8:13 to go, Lakeview Centennial will have it back. But this Garland Owl team has done a great job tonight offensively. And obviously defensively haven't been bad, giving up just the 7 points. I've had 454 total yards of offense tonight for Garland, 216 for Lakeview Centennial. Lakeview Centennial, again, 3-2 coming in. They had to forfeit last week against North Garland because of COVID. They lose that one technically 2-0 on the forfeit. And again, as far as the playoff chances are concerned, you want to beat your opponent. You certainly don't want to lose in that respect. And they come in 0-2, probably going to be 0-3 after tonight's action. Hester with a chance, lost his footing there.
Well, the good thing is next week they get to play South Garland, and it's really a team that they could beat and should beat.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the talent on the field, these guys are still strong. They're really big. They've run into Saxe and now the Owls, and both of those teams are one of the top two teams in the district. So, you know, a lot of teams are going to get beat by the Owls and Saxe. So you got to just go out and do your job with the rest of the season, and everything will be in your hands.
Seeing Sergio Perez there, 8 of 22, 201 yards tonight. Hester again having to race around to the backfield, just throws it out of the flat to Arnett, who can barely get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they only had 10 first downs this game, 216 total yards, 144 yards in the air, and 72 yards on the ground. So really, they just haven't had a lot of opportunity to get down the field and score. There's not been any, the Owls have not allowed them to have any big plays this game.
Now Arnett's been big. He's a big body too. Look out, Hester again having to avoid pressure, goes over the middle, ball caught by Montgomery. He's been their best wide receiver. You see why Chance Biddle going to be playing at the Division I level at SMU. Great tackle after the catch.
Well, Montgomery just went over. He's got 6 receptions, 116 yards now. He's had a great game.
Pick up the first down on that 12-yard connection. 1st and 10 now for the Patriots, who are down 34-7. Hester adept at avoiding the blitz, sets up now, but he threw it at the feet of Hunter to go incomplete. Trey Alexander again in coverage. Hey, Trey Alexander, we mentioned most improved kid on the team, number 23 on the Garland defense, a 2-year starter, a lot more physical now, and a guy that's created turnovers, created a couple of turnovers this year for this Garland defense. A really good linebacker, came in with 19 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss. He's had a really good second half. Number 23, Trey Alexander, right there at the top of your screen.
Smart player.
Here's Savion Hunter trying to get to the edge. That has been a problem tonight. Chance Biddle What a job by Biddle getting to the sideline.
I mean, that guy is something else right there.
25 Division I offers.
Oh my goodness, no wonder. Look how fast he gets out to the sideline. He's taking on a blocker and moving him away, and just a man out there.
And if you saw that technique, he kept himself from what they call getting reached, and he stayed outside and was able to get to the sideline. 3rd down and 10. What a player, Chance Biddle. 3rd and 10. Hester, again pressure, and chased down from behind, picked up 2, maybe 3. They have been all over him in this ball game.
Yeah, it's like he's just trying to run around and make things happen for himself. There you see number 31 in there. We haven't seen his number being called too much, but boy, he makes a great play. He's playing that defensive end spot. Watch him follow it all the way down. Makes a huge play right there.
He's a backup defensive end, senior Jose Vicuna, 5'8", 180, came in with 4 tackles, and 3 of those were for losses. Jose Vicuna probably would start if it were not for Sandoval and Holmes and Muhammad. They got some talented players on this team. Lakeview Centennial's got to kick this thing away again. Another penalty as they punt into the breeze with no return man. Officially, the live stats have this game with 7 total penalties.
That surprises me.
I think they're off by about 13 or 14.
I think so. I think it's 7 per team.
Yeah. It'll be an offside.
Number 6, Garland. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay.
Replay 4th, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them line up and try to go for this. David Tucker, our lead official. Again, we mentioned he's been busy tonight out of the Dallas chapter.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Why not go for it? Now it's what, 4th and maybe a yard, 2 yards?
Yeah, 4th and a yard and a half.
I mean, you're losing. You might as well go for it. Doesn't matter if you lose by 20 or lose by 7. Might as well go.
5:26 to go, 4th and 2. Jonathan Hester on the ground to Gary. They relied on him for some tough yards, but boy, they ran right into the teeth of that defense, and Gary short. They won't have to measure this one.
Boy, that interior defense right there, they just it's just no go. They just got so much penetration right through the middle of that offensive line. Look at them all coming through here. Boom.
Trying to sit here and run that inside zone, and it's just tough to do. You saw Braden Stanford, number 60, the sophomore, who's getting a lot of playing time tonight. They didn't have him slated as the starter on this team, but he and Mata have been back and forth. They've been platooning at that guard position, and Stanford, Akiti, Campbell, Price, they've all had a hard time blocking. McNeil and Brown. And Vicuna, who's been in there, Williams, and Timothy Muhammad and James Holmes. That defensive front has been spectacular tonight for Garland. We got another flag coming in. They hand the football off, I believe, to Hudson. Sweeping around the right side here and got taken off of his feet by Isaiah Ellis.
63, Garland. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, 1st down.
He's going to wear that headset out, isn't he?
I'm worried about that headset. He's going to have a short in that thing before too long.
Yeah, he's not going to get any communication. The wires are going to be all pulled out of it.
That's right. Danny Russell, we're talking about, head coach for Garland. Again, longtime head coach over in Wichita Falls. And remember, this team lost to Rockwall Heath in the 1st round last year. And it was a 4-4 ball club, kind of a COVID-shortened season. As we see Keontae King, who's had a really good ball game tonight. He and Powers have been chewing up yards. Another 6 yards for King.
That's his 10th carry, and I tell you, he's been doing the tough yard work.
He has been doing the tough work. And with 4:29 to go, mentioned that that Rockwall Heath ball game, last year. They played about as well as they could possibly play as King again, this time taken down by the back of his jersey.
Well, you know it's going to be a pretty good game is next week when this team right here in yellow, the Owls, are going to be playing Saxe.
You look at his helmet, Bobby. He's got 28 on his helmet, and his jersey's 26. You don't think he's got the wrong helmet on, do you?
Yeah, you know, it fits good.
Yeah, if it wears it, hey, wear it.
Yeah, but what do you think about that? Saxe
that?
Next week against the Owls.
Oh, yes, Saxe and the Owls. That will be a good game next week.
It's going to be a good game.
And we mentioned those two came in 2-0. They'll probably be 3-0 going into that ball game. King slips this time on a 3rd down and 6. Isaiah Ellis again right there in front of him. It'll be 4th and 4. We'll see if the Owls don't go for it.
Is there any plays that number 9, Ellis, has not been in?
He's been everywhere, you know, and he's a guy that they had coming in, a 2-time all-district performer, been on varsity 3 years. This is a guy that's the leader of this defense, has had a good year. They expect him to keep getting better and better. He is 6 feet, 200 pounds, and that's a good size for a lineman. They'd really like for him to gain a little weight.
Yeah. I mean, at the college level, he could even, hybrid into a safety.
For sure. Play a little nickel.
Yeah.
Timeout going to be called by the Owls and Danny Russell. 3 minutes exactly to go.
Timeout.
You know, Coach Russell obviously likes this Owl team. One of the things that he sort of prides himself on, as we get a look at his huddle right here, not only do you have kids that are in your system that are coming up through the middle schools, and you have to sell those kids.
Yeah.
But when you all of a sudden get a move in or two and it changes the direction of the program, which is sort of how Garland has been the last few years, this is the best Garland team, certainly not since Jeff Jordan back in the late 90s, 2000, but it's certainly in the last 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, this is a really good team. They think they can go 2-3 rounds, depending on the matchup, maybe deeper this year.
It sure would be nice. I'd love to see a little Garland action going through and get to that first round, having a little bit of fun there. And oh man, there's nothing like playoff season.
Nothing like, but Bobby, they've got the skill guys to do it. And look at the defensive front they're rolling out there. They have all the ingredients of a team that could go deep. 4th and 3, throw it over the middle. He's got a man. A flag came in. They found the fullback. This is Caleb Carcamo. Rhodes made the stop. That's a 20-yard throw on a 4th and 3. Nobody covered him.
Yeah,
we'll check out the penalty.
I think they're going to say that their offensive lineman got downfield on that one.
An eligible receiver downfield, number 50 on Garland. 5-yard penalty. Repeat.
7 penalties they have on the live stats. We've had 7 in the quarter.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that was a beautiful play right there. He lined up as the tight end, blocked down, and waited a count, and then took off running, and it was just a perfect play.
Caleb Carcamo making that catch. And that's a dexterous play there by a big guy who usually doesn't have his hands on the football.
Yeah, he's playing down on the line.
Yeah, the little wing spot right there, number 33. See what happens here. It's 4th and 8 now. Quick kick. Oh, guess what? Another flag. Goes out of bounds. Short kick this time. 2:43 to go. But yeah, that would be fun. Last year we saw Saxe and Skyline do battle.
Yeah, that was a really good game as well. But I think this year Saxe has got a more talented team. You know, they're more strong. Their defensive backs are really big. They've got a lot of size and a lot of speed on those defensive backs. And a lot of times these teams, they'll spread you out and throw the ball. And Saxe, I think, is, they are really talented on that defensive side, and that's where they've been really lacking most years. And this year, I feel like they've got a little bit of something on that defense.
They do, and Coach Behrens does a really good job of getting his team prepared in so many ways, and I know that he's excited about what that Saxe team has. They felt like they could vie for a district title. I don't know that anybody feels like Garland is not going to win this district. What are your thoughts on that? You think Garland runs away with this thing?
I don't know. Saxe's really good. We'll see next week.
Yeah. Got a time out of the field, 2:43 to go. 3rd and 13. We'll take a quick timeout and we will continue. It's the Owls 34 and the Patriots 7 on GRS TV.
In Garland ISD, we're providing a higher level of education. Our students not only choose their own path to success, but arrive there faster. We're eliminating thousands of dollars in college tuition costs with our P-Tech and early college high school programs. Students can graduate with as many as 60 college credit hours, an associate's degree, or an industry certification, all for free, and all from the comfort of a traditional high school. By teaming up with area colleges and industry partners like Microsoft, Google, Parkland Hospital, Wells Fargo, and Gulf States Toyota, our students are gaining real work experience and real college credit. So be inspired, be amazing, be whoever you want to be. Choose Garland ISD.
After the timeout, Garland has it 4th down and 13. As we come back to action here at Williams Stadium, it's been all Garland tonight, 34-7. Scott Garner, Bobby George. And we'll see Sergio Perez here, going to heave it and going to go deep. Finds the soft spot in the zone. Charles Allen's another explosive play. He's down to the 10. And a pickup of 36 yards. Jamal Rhodes from his cornerback spot got him an explosive play. They move the sticks.
Wow, right over the middle, just split all the defenders.
Keontae King from 10 yards out, and Garland trying to put the finishing touches on this one. Comes up a little lame here.
Yeah, his leg kind of caught up a little weird. I think the only guy that's tackling people is that number 9, Ellis. I mean, he's everywhere.
PAT coming up. Almost get that one, but it's true. 2:20 to play. Garland out in front, 41-7. Owls look very, very strong tonight. See Keontae King, who in this ball game has done a good job spelling Jay-Sean Powers. Those two guys, a tough 1-2 punch in the Garland backfield. 131 yards tonight for Powers. King 47. How about Hudson with 93 yards tonight? Jordan Hudson, Powers, and King have combined for about 250 yards rushing for this Garland team. In fact, on the ground, 271 total between the quarterback and the 3 backs.
Yeah, it's just they do it. It's starting to get where, you know, there wasn't a lot of scores in that 3rd quarter. Just kind of a little bit back and forth, but the stats are starting to pile up here.
You know, and Danny Russell did not manage that last drive as if it were a blowout. He just lined up and said, hey, we're going to run our stuff. We're going to do what we do.
Threw a deep post pattern right off the bat.
Hey, they're trying to, you know, they're trying to get ready to go. As you mentioned, they've got a tough game with Saxey in a couple of weeks. Line drive kick, juggled at the 8. Hunter, 25-27-yard line.
Yeah, so there won't be any games next week because it's fall break.
Fall break.
Yeah, and then so the next week, so both teams got a little bit of chance to study each other a little bit more, and they got time to rest.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And that's good. You know, neither team has an advantage as far as that goes. They'll both have a couple of weeks to get ready.
Everybody can get their guys healthy.
Be a great game. Garland and Saxey in 2 weeks right here on GRS TV. And you see Coach Cincelaire's bunch, the offensive coordinator down there, talking to his team. Lakeview will fall to 3-3 on the campaign. With the loss tonight, they will be 0-3. I don't know what I expected out of Lakeview Centennial when they began 3-0, but I didn't expect 0-3 to be their district record going into week number 4 as Hester gets it out to Hunter on the edge, shakes the first guy. But I'm telling you, Zaylen Reynolds, the Mike linebacker here, and Chauncey Carter, they're so quick. I'm telling you, this defense, they may be collectively the fastest in the district.
They really are fast, and that's what we've been talking about all night. There's no big plays. You can't hardly get a big play on them because they're so quick. And then we look over you know, what's going over at HBJ right now. You got Rowlett High School playing Wiley, and boy, Wiley's putting it on them. It's 13-31 over there in favor of Wiley.
Arnett out in the flat, runs after the catch, picks up 10. They'll move the sticks. $1:33 to go. Lakeview Centennial trying to get a touchdown before this ball game ends. I really like Arnett. Really looks the part. He has a big body, gets upfield. Really enjoy watching him play.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 175 pounds.
Just whittled for the second time. Only his second catch. Remember, he caught that shovel pass early in the game. He got tackled out of bounds. I don't see a flag. Zaire Reynolds hopped on his back.
Yeah, out of all the flags that we've been seeing, there's so many of them, and then there's a deliberate tackle out of bounds and no flag. Maybe they're like, oh, just let this thing roll.
1:15 to go. Patriots trying to put up a late score. They haven't scored since the early part of the game when they made it a 13-7 game with their only touchdown. This is out of the flat to Montgomery. Well, he's quick. Look at him on this tunnel screen. Avoided 3 guys and another. Picks up some hard yards after the catch. 14 total.
Well, Montgomery, what a great game he's really had.
Yep.
I mean, when you look at his stats, I mean, he's had 7 receptions for about 140 yards.
Had the touchdown, the lone touchdown earlier on a 25-yard throw and catch.
He just seems like he's everywhere.
Inside of 50 seconds now. Hester, hardly any rush this time. They're dropping 7 in coverage. Hester going to take off. Throws on the run across his body. A dangerous throw. Was almost picked off by Justin Washington, who would have had his first pick of the year.
Yeah, that play had nowhere for him to go. There was everybody sitting back in the end zone just waiting. That's why he had so much time to throw, because they've just got everybody dropping back into the end zone.
Boy, big games tonight by Zechariah Dunston, who in this ball game, or Powers, I should say, Jay-Sean Powers, who really did a number. There's a fake to the left, throw out to the right. They get Gary, who doubles as a running back, got popped right in the mouth, picks up 5. Clock will roll at 28 seconds. Jay-Sean Powers, 5 rushes, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight. Keontae King, how about his effort? Only 47 official yards, but those were hard yards between the tackles for King. He's a nice changeup to Jay-Sean Powers.
Yeah, he got a touchdown too. He ran hard. Look at that shuffle.
Hester really living dangerously here. It was incomplete. He's Justin Washington. He's going to do everything he can to get that first pick. I think they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him. How about that? Number 1 of the season.
Well, don't you like those pants? Is it "We will win" on down the side?
Yeah.
I think they believe it as well. Oh no, that's on the ground. They don't have instant replay, so.
No, and they won't show it on the big board. Not that they can do anything about it anyway. Hey, we'll give it to him anyway. Congratulations, Justin Washington, your first interception of the year. Just a sophomore, backup safety. How about backing up Chase Biddle?
Yeah, that Biddle guy, he's pretty good. What do you think?
He's not bad.
Not bad.
He and their big wide receiver, number 5, Jordan Hudson, going to be going to SMU. Hudson, again, we mentioned decommitting from OU earlier, and Sonny Dykes, I don't know if you heard the message. He flew in on his helicopter, landed about 30 minutes before the ball game out there in the practice field. I don't see a helipad over there, but I guess maybe the 50-yard line will do.
Yeah.
He landed right there in the middle of the practice field and gets out. And
well, that's getting recruited, isn't it?
That's getting
big time
recruited,
in
I'm
right
telling
there.
you. Remember when a couple of the A&M coaches did that several years ago, and it just all of a sudden everybody, hey, who is that? Who is that? All the eyes get big. They want to go there. It's a great imaging there when you're flying in on the helicopter.
Absolutely.
But tonight, boy, the Owls really took off, and to the tune of a 41-7 win against Lakeview Centennial. What a game. The Owls putting everything on display tonight. A lot of athleticism, and this is going to set up a really good game with Saxe coming up in a couple of weeks. So tonight, again, the Owls take advantage of a Lakeview Centennial team coming off of COVID, and they only had a few days to practice. And the Owls somewhat workmanlike. Took them a while to get started in that second half, but they ran away with it tonight, and they pick up the win. So that means that Garland is now 6-0, 2-0 in district competition. Meanwhile, Lakeview Centennial falls to 3-3, and they are 0-3 winless in district play in that bottom position right now. Bobby, enjoyed it. Great working with you once again. Thanks to Delbert Richardson and the gang back in the truck. Another great job, fine job by our GRS TV crew. Until next time, my name is Scott Garner. Good evening, everyone, from Williams Stadium in Garland, Texas. Good night, everybody, and God bless.